So guys, today we have one corner, two different crashes, and it's not a good situation. And this is going to be something that is very common with beginner riders. Curves are just super hard to navigate, especially in a group riding scenario with newer riders, just because you're trying to keep up. And if, you know what, let's just jump into it and we'll talk more about this a little bit after.
Fuck! Oh shit!
I'm good.
Alright, you think you got all that gear?
A little busy.
All right, so now that you guys saw what I'm trying to talk about here, we'll go into a little bit more in depth here. But first, like I said, I like to take a look at this scene. The very first thing gives me a good context of what's going on here. And we have a speed limit sign here, 35 miles per hour. Okay, I don't think we're going 35. And I keep telling my newer riders that I go out and coach is that, you know, the speed limits aren't there to give people tickets. The speed limits are there because they're rated for that road. Okay, so the road is rated right here, 35, mainly because from what I can tell, we have oncoming traffic and no passing zones, so that means there's curves coming up ahead, turds, and then we have no shoulders here, so no escape paths really. So it's kind of a dangerous situation where we need to slow it down so we have good observational acuity. So now we're gonna move forward a little bit here. He's going 65. Yeah. Everyone is going 65. Another thing I talk about during my live streams is specifically stuff like this. So we saw the 35 mile an hour sign. Now we see a sharp right turn sign, and I'm assuming this is going to be roughly 25, maybe 35 mile an hour recommended speed. So it's telling you to take this turn a little bit slower than maybe you should, and we're going 76 right now. So speed is definitely a huge factor in the situation. So let's go ahead and move forward just a little bit more, and we see that it is a group ride. Everyone's kind of spaced out, and that's perfectly fine. I don't want people staggered, especially on these curvy group ride type things. But on top of this, let's not go this fast, okay? So we also have another sign right here. So this says it's recommended 30 miles per hour, and it's definitely a sharp right turn. Okay, so now it's asking you to go a little bit slower, and it almost looks like it's a 90-degree turn. Keep that in mind. I want you guys to look at these signs and use this as, like, you know, in a video game where you have, you know, like a UI telling you what to do, what not to do, and where it's coming up. So we see that, and we're not going to follow that. We're still going to go super fast, and now we have a turn right here. Now, that right-handed turn that it said sharp right-handed turn, it doesn't look very sharp, does it? It really doesn't. But here's the thing, you never know until it's too late. So we have this sign right here that says turn right, and we're gonna follow that, okay? Now we have another sign right here, and I call this a little bit of a squiggles, but it's gonna be a left turn and then a right turn. And we don't know the actual extent of how severe this turn is because these signs are pretty generic. It's not gonna be fitted to exactly what the road looks like, but it's gonna be a good clue that, hey, it's gonna be a left hand, right hand. It looks like it's gonna be sharp because this is a caution sign. It wants to grab my attention. It's also recommended 35 miles per hour. So for those of you that are new, how about we stick to the 35 and then we add a little bit more speed if we really want to, as long as you're not going over the speed limit and it's not illegal. But you know, at the end of the day, do what you want to do. But the thing is, let's utilize some of these signs and just do what it says. And then if we have to, or we want to, roll on that throttle and have a little more fun. Well, let's not go into it 70 and try to slow it down. Let's go into it at 35 and then increase the speed from there. So these guys are going to go super far left and not very good line as we're on this line right here. And remember, lines, painted lines, reduce traction on your tires, especially in turns. So now we have a sharp right turn, and it looks like it wants to be 35 also. So sharp right turn, okay, we finished all these other ones. Okay, now we have a sharp left, sharp right. You notice how every single one, this is why I've been pointing it out, 35 mile an hour speed limit, it went to 35, 35, 35 suggested. Then how come this one says 15? This one says 15 miles per hour suggested. Does that not clue into you, hey, this turn might be sharper than the other ones? And let's find out. Well, already, this guy went a little too wide. Now, that's going to set you up for failure for the next turn. If you guys ever done any type of straight line weave where you missed that first cone, you went too wide on that first cone, try to get to the second one, try to get to the next one, try to get to the next one, and it screws you up, same thing here. You're going to be set off really bad for the next turn coming up. And then on top of this, if there was a car, you're going to get hit right here. So make sure we slow our speed down. And I think a lot of this has to do with the pack mentality. So let's not do that. Ride your own ride. If they take off and they just leave you, that's perfectly fine. Enjoy yourself and figure out where they're going to go. And this is why you do a pre-ride meeting. We could talk more about group ride stuff during the live stream. So if you have a question about group riding or anything, make sure you join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Arizona time. We don't do that Mountain Standard Time. We don't do daylight. We do Arizona time. So check us out there Tuesdays and Thursdays all the time. So moving forward a little bit more, he went a little bit wide. Now he's not set up for this turn. I would be off into the middle lane, so lane position 2, just like how this motorcyclist is, or lane position 3, which is going to be the outside. And I don't like to do outside, inside, outside. I like to do outside, middle, outside, or middle, 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 just so I can have the best vision. As you can tell, we don't have good vision right here because this is blocked off by these bushes. It looks like orange trees. So it looks like it's blocked off by them. You can't see anything, so slow it down because you don't know how bad the turn is going to be. So he's going to keep going, and he's actually going to follow the person in front of him. So we have somebody already up in front crash because they went too wide. Now, if we witness that, let's not do the same thing, but immediately he went into brown stage. So if you don't know what brown stage is, it's up on the board over here. This is a brown stage where you just completely panic. We should be going into red stage where we're utilizing good skills like rolling off the throttle, commit to the turn, and then once it's straight, pull over and help our buddy out. Okay, that's not what's happening here. He panicked, and as soon as he saw his buddy, he puts his foot down. Now that to me tells me he is a brand new rider, thinking that putting your feet down is going to help you. Nope. As soon as it grabs, it's going to launch your foot back. It's going to cause you to go off balance. It's going to cause you to crash, especially at these high rate of speeds. Do not do that. You should focus on how to control the bike, not stop the bike with your feet like Fred Flintstone. So we're going to be moving forward right here, and he's just slipping and sliding. Now he's going to crash. He's going to go off the road also. Now this is exactly why we need to wear full protective gear. If your fundamental skills are failing you and you're going to go wide and everything, well, guess what? You better have full gear, so hopefully you don't die, okay? So the part of the Smart Rider system, which I have my Smart Rider t-shirt right here, it's the DDFM crew t-shirt. The part of it is that we need to focus and seek out hazardous situations, okay? So that's going to be curves. We need to use our fundamental skills, okay? That's the M part, and that is actually knowing how to turn and utilize slow look, press, and roll for this situation. We need to acquire personal protective gear, wear full gear just in case we crash just like these guys. And then we need to know how to rescue our buddies. So if we're this guy right here with the camera, we do want to help out our friends in case they're severely injured or just a little injured, but knowing what to do. So that's very important. And then to teach and mentor, that's what I'm doing today. I'm teaching and mentoring so that I become a better rider because I'm having to research and do all these different things. So this is exactly why we need to have full gear. And then on top of that, look at all these different signs and then do what we need to do to maintain these turns or intersections or whatever it is that we need to do. This right here should never have happened. Should never, ever, ever have happened. Could have been easily impaled on all this stuff. And then now we have massive damage to the bikes. We have massive damage to our gear. So now we need to replace our gear because it's really only good in one crash, like one bad crash like this, okay? So with that said, how about we don't do this stuff that happened in this video and we focus on the signs, we focus on the environments that are with us, and we need to start practicing our slow look, press, and roll, especially on turns, okay? If you want to add in trail braking, it's more of a novice to advanced technique. It's something that I recommend you do only after you mastered your primary controls, which is going to be your front brake, rear brake, clutch, shifter, throttle, okay? Only until that, okay? Then move on to trail braking, okay? But either way, slow look, press, and roll, trail braking would have helped out a lot in this situation. So not a good situation. Hopefully you guys learned from this, and I'll be seeing you Tuesdays and Thursdays during the live stream.